You ready? 'Cause I couldn't be happier than right now. See if you know it. Should be with me until the end of time. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling the change. I'm feeling it.
Hello and welcome to Club Reaction to Livingston 0, Rangers 3. 90 more minutes of football to go until we get our hands on what is rightfully ours. And let's hope it is another 90 minutes of football from Rangers like we've just witnessed tonight. So I'm your host, Scott Carney, and I'm delighted that I'm not myself tonight. I'm joined by Ali Pearson. How's it going, mate?
Not bad. I was nearly maybe not with you. I was down in Exeter today, so I had a flight back up tonight and get in quicker than expected. So I've been drafted in because Scotia is I don't know where he is, to be honest. So
Sleeping.
Sleeping with Neil Lennon inverted commas. So So he can listen back to us.
Yeah, I appreciate it, mate. Staunch points all round for this, mate. I do appreciate you literally just off a flight and you've not caught the entire game. But the bit that you missed, mate, nothing happened. The good thing is you've seen all 3 goals, mate. So that's probably the most important thing. But we'll just jump into it, mate. So yeah, I'm very pleased with Rangers tonight. I think the attitude from the start was very, very good. I didn't know what kind of game to expect. It could have been a nothing each kind of dull fest, nothing really happened, but I thought Rangers looked keen really from the start. We'll jump into the starting 11. So McLaughlin, Tavernier, Goldson, Simpson, Aribo, Davis, Kamara, Hagi, Kent, Roof and Morelos. From the other night, last night, Ali, I did a club deck corner and I said Scott Wright, and for some reason, mate, I keep forgetting about Kamara Roof when I'm picking a team. I don't understand why I do it. I was like, of course Roof's going to start, and it was only after I posted it that I was like, of course Roof's going to play. But I suppose the only surprise really is maybe McLaughlin.
Yeah, possibly. I understand. I mean, McLaughlin's got some record now. He's got 11 clean sheets, McLaughlin, which is frightening.
That'll be 12 now.
Yeah, I think it was either this one's 11 or this one's 12. But it's some record. But the team was what I thought. We are. I think you said in the text message, we're down to the bare bones. I mean, you look at the bench: young Leon King, Greg Stewart, Shagger was on the. We couldn't fill the bench. There was only 6 players there.
Yeah.
And they were all kind of attacking players pretty much. We've got no midfielders. We've got no defence pretty much. But it was what I expected. I fully expected Joe Rebo to slot at left back, and I thought Hagi would make up the midfield 3, and the front 3 would be what it was. So it's what I expected, to be honest.
Yeah, I think with Aribo pushing back to the left-back position, I think it shows how seriously Rangers are taking this unbeaten run, to be honest. It could have been quite easy to draft in a youth player just to kind of play in that position. But I think it shows you how serious that Rangers are taking this. And as I said at the start of the show, the attitude was pretty bang on from the start. So we'll jump into the game. It was a very nice touch from Livingston, I think. I don't know if you've seen it, mate.
I've seen it, yeah.
On social media. Yeah, that Livingston gave us a sort of guard of honour. They stood at the halfway line as Rangers came on from one of the stands and kind of gave us a guard of honour. But it's a bit of class there, mate. It was showing the respect to the champion. So I like that. And then we jump into the game. So I think you forget, obviously, Ali, that it's been a while since we've been at the Spaghetti ad, mate, and you just forget how bad the pitch actually is. I mean, I still can't believe that this kind of pitch is allowed in Scottish football, professional football. It is terrible. I mean, Kent, I don't know if you probably didn't see at the start, Kent had a dodgy turn right at the start, and so did Roof. Roof kind of lost his footing as well, but this shouldn't be allowed, this part.
No, I get the fear with these pitches, and the Livingston one in particular. Look, it's like a carpet. It's horrible. The bounce of the ball, and it's horrible. I mean, I was down at the work this week, and there's a lot of the lads down there get season ticket. They're season ticket holders for other clubs down south, and I was telling them about the plastic pitches we have up here, and they couldn't really believe it. And I was like, well, obviously Wednesday night we're going to play in a carpet and stuff. So it's you wonder why the English down there kind of look up at us and go, it's a bit of a diddy league sometimes. But when you play in pitches like that, I can understand to an extent, and it's not a great pitch. And it gives me the fear with players like Ryan Kent, Joe Aribo's, players that you can't lose that could get a serious injury in that pitch. And you remember Jamie Murphy got a serious injury in a plastic pitch, and that was his Rangers career done. So, yeah, they shouldn't be in the Premiership. I'm just hoping Hamilton or would you call it, Kilmarnock or both of them go down this season, and we don't have their pitches.
Yeah, I think especially when you said about Kent and Aribo, even Kamara to an extent, the way they turn so quickly, do you know what I mean? And it quite easily got a foot caught in them. Livingston is definitely the worst. Hamilton's probably the best of the rest, to be honest, and Kilmarnock's is shocking. And yeah, I remember Jamie Murphy. You hate Jamie Murphy, so you were quite happy to see him get injured, mate.
I don't hate him, I just didn't think he was good enough for Rangers. It's true.
You're probably right, mate. But I know it's not a good pitch, mate. It doesn't look good. It doesn't play the way a football pitch should play. It's not right. I mean, it should just be a grass pitch. I don't see how it's that difficult to do, and especially when they call it all weather pitches or all weather playing surface. As soon as it's frosty, they kind of play on it. Do you know what I mean? It's ridiculous. Anyway, we'll jump into the actual game. So the game was really, as you'd expect, to be honest, Rangers having the majority of the possession, Levy having kind of everyone behind the ball when we were in possession. Rangers well looking up for it though. Kent looking very lively, and Aribo pushing up the left-hand side was kind of leaving the two centre-backs and Davis to kind of sit in. First 20 minutes, there's not really a lot to report, to be honest, which you'll be glad to know, mate, because I think you missed the first 20 minutes. Yeah. So, as I said, there not very much happened, but Rangers were obviously trying to make the breakthrough. Caught offside a few times. Levy were holding quite a high back line, but it was one-way traffic, not really much to report. Rangers put together a good move down the left-hand side. Morelos into the channel, tries to cut it back to Hagi. He's around the penalty spot, but he's unlucky not to get to it first, and it's Levy clear the lines. And then the first chance actually comes from Livingston. Simpson has a bit of a nightmare up against the Jet, who slips in a Levy player down the left-hand side. McLaughlin gets out quickly to it to narrow the angle and stop the shot. Simpson's then booked pretty much straight after it, again for losing out a battle with Emmanuel Thomas. Did you see this, Ali?
Yeah. See, Simpson, I thought he was okay again tonight.
I think it might be the pitch as well, though. I mean,
yeah.
The pitch.
Yeah, well, Hollander for me on the plastic pitches is a different player, and for me, he's our second best centre half. But on a plastic pitch, turns into a different player. And I'm not going to slag any of the players tonight at all, if because of that pitch. I thought Simpson came in and done his job well. There was times in the game where he had a bomb scare moment, if you want to call it, a few times, but I'm not going to give the guy any grief. He's just into the Rangers team. He's on that pitch that he's probably never played on, to be honest. So, yeah. That Jet's a bit of a handful at times up front for them. He is a handful.
Huge. He is. Yeah. He's some size of a man, to be honest. Yeah, but I think they were quite rightly targeting Simpson. As I said, they don't want to really come up against Goldson. So Jet was trying to get kind of one-on-one with Simpson any time that you could, but again, you can't really criticise him too much. The pitch it's just shocking. As I say, I don't want to keep going on about it, but it shouldn't be a football pitch. You shouldn't even have youngsters training on it, in my opinion, mate. Everybody should be training on grass pitches, do you know what I mean? But anyway, there's a bit of a chance for Hagi again. Steve Davis pings out a wonderful ball to the right-hand side. Tav cuts inside, plays at Morelos, who lays off Hagi. His strike from distance is just wide. Rangers were showing good link-up play though. Kent's touches were brilliant. Leads to a half chance for Aribo at the back post with a header, but you can't really get good contact on it. Kent has a strike of his own from distance at that point. But Rangers were definitely looking the most dangerous. And then the three words that we all love to hear, mate, it's a penalty to Rangers. And the three words that the Tims hate to hear is a penalty to Rangers. So Hagi slipped through. A pass from Kamara to Roof. Roof with a fantastic little touch, kind of flicks it through to Hagi, who's on running to it, gets to the ball before the keeper, who completely takes Hagi out. It's a stonewall penalty. Tav steps up, scores. Rangers are rewarded for their patience. Great strike from the penalty spot right into the side net in 42 minutes played, and Rangers are deservedly in front, Ali.
Yeah, probably deserved it, Rangers. It was a good wee bit of play. There was spells in that game where Rangers just clicked at times, and that was one of them there. And Roof, I thought Roof tonight was in and out of the game. He put a shift in. Again, the pitch isn't great, but just a wee moment of magic, wee flick. And Hagi, all he needs to do is get to the ball first. That's it. And that's what he does. Keeper takes him out. Blatant penalty. When Tav stepped up for it, I thought, because of his last penalty, we've not got a good record of penalties. But to be fair to Tav, it was a great penalty. Struck right into the corner. Keeper had no chance. And no, brilliant.
Absolutely, mate. I think I said the same. When I seen Tav and the ref was taking his time because the keeper was protesting something. Don't know what he's protesting. It's the most stonewall penalty I've ever seen. Gets booked for his troubles, and I was the same. When the ref was waiting, I was like, "Oh God, Tav, just score!" I was like, "Just get on target and score." But to be fair to him, it was an absolute cracker of a penalty right into the side net, and there's no chance of keeper saving that. Takes us on to half time, pretty much, mate. So. Rangers have been really good in spells, I think, in the first half. It was really one-way traffic the kind of whole way through, and we looked much more up for it than you would probably expect. Great penalty from Tav, as we've just said. Early goal in the second half, mate.
Yeah. I mean, going into this game, I mean, I text you said I would have settled for a draw, to be honest.
Oh, same, so would I, mate, yeah.
Just to keep the unbeaten run going. With Livingston, we never seem to go there and do Livingston. It's always 1-0s or it's a 0-0. So I wasn't overly bothered. And you didn't know what Rangers team were going to turn up. Were they going to have the attitude of me going, I will take a draw maybe? But to be fair to them, they didn't. They went out and wanting to win. And you've got that 100 points they're going for as well, Rangers, to go over that mark. And they're on course for that now. So... yeah, I thought it was a professional first half, and going into the second half, if I can get my early goal, that'll just kill
it. Yeah, I was to say I didn't know you were going to make the pod at this point, mate, and I wrote that down. I thought I'll say Ali will be expecting an early goal in the second half to kill this off. So into the second half we go. Rangers, Livy, we're trying to get something going. The game was a bit scrappy for the first 5 or so minutes. Livy were starting to give away a lot of fouls, one right at the start that definitely should have been a booking, but since it's Livy and they are one down and it's Rangers they're playing, the ref just lets them play on with it. It's a stonewall booking, don't know why he's not booked, but anyway. Morelos then has a chance at the edge of the box. At first, mate, I thought this one was a bad touch, but I think the way he controls it, and then there's a kind of, maybe I'm being too generous, but there's a weird bounce off the pitch and he kind of forces him to rush it and he obviously skies it wide. Am I being too generous?
Well, no, I'd agree with you with the pitch, to be honest, and yeah, I'd agree with you on that one, to be honest.
Yeah, I feel like the way that the ball, it just kind of shifted forward, like it was not what he was expecting, which kind of caused him to stretch. Don't get me wrong, the Liverpool players did well to get out to him, but I did feel like that's probably the pit again, mate. I just had a bee in my bonnet about that pitch right for the start because I thought Kent was injured, and I get the absolute fear. But anyway, we'll move on. The Rangers fans that had gathered outside the stadium let off some fireworks on the 55th minute, much to the displeasure of the police, obviously, that were present outside the ground. You only seen a copper getting hit in the face with a firework, which is never good to see, but the police did their best to try and control the crowd. It only seemed to get bigger, so good luck to them for Saturday, that's all I'll say. And we'll move on to Rangers making it 2-0 on 57 minutes. Tav burst forward, dinks over a lovely ball to Kent, who's made a great run through the middle. You think Kent's going to score. First touch, he touches it to Morelos to get the shot away. Bit too far in front for Morelos to shoot, so Morelos then returns the favour, cuts it back to the middle of the goal. Kent is there to tap it in to make it 2-0. Ali, it was kind of like, go on, Buff, you score. And Buff's going, nah, Kent, you score.
I think it was a 1-2 between them. I think they agreed they were going to do it, but it was a great ball from Tav, and we've missed that from Tav going down that wing, and he just whips a ball and just takes a Livy defence out. And I thought Kent might hit it first time as soon as it landed there, but to be fair, he was unselfish, tried to put the Buffalo in, but it was too wide. He plays it back, and then Kent's got a tap. And I thought it was a really good goal, but I thought Tav made it with that ball.
I think some of Tav's balls tonight were back to the what we Tavernier that we expect. Some of his crosses were absolutely brilliant. And I think probably the only reason that Kent didn't take it on is what Jermaine Defoe done against Livingston with that kind of ball in. There's no way he's going to finish it like that, to be fair to him, so he's probably thought, I don't want to make a fool of myself here. But yeah, it's a really clever goal and very unselfish play by both of the players, because that wee 1-2 just, Livingston were all over the place at that point because Kent was already in, so they were all over the place, and it was the easiest goals you like. And Rangers are in total cruise control now. So then, chance for Livy. Rangers don't deal with a long ball. The ball falls to the edge of the box, and the Livy player, is it Pittman, I think, volleys it. And it's off the bar. McLaughlin does well to get back up and into a crowd of body. He clears his lines. This would have been the most Rangers of Rangers things, mate, wouldn't it? You 2-0 up comfortable and let them score.
Yeah, look, how many times do we concede a goal after scoring? All the time. And we've not conceded many goals this season, but it always seems to happen. They always say you're always dangerous out when you score. But yeah, it was a good shot for the boy, hits the bar. I thought McLaughlin done really well to get up and in between two Livingston players to punch it. He played really well tonight, McLaughlin again. There are a couple of chances tonight. Obviously, you'll come on to a couple of their chances, Livingston, but it just wasn't falling for them at all tonight.
No, we'll come on to one in particular, mate. Yeah. It'll be on bloopers reels for ages. Just on McLaughlin, he's so impressive for the ball at his feet. Like, he really is. Yeah. And I love Alan McGregor, mate, like I do. But that's what he has in his back pocket over McGregor. He passes the ball like the way Goldson or anybody at the back line would. Do you know what I mean? He's very impressive. His ball at his feet, but he's probably feeling a wee bit hard done to the fact that he's not played more games. Would you go along with that?
Yeah, but I think when he came in, he knew. I mean, he was. I don't think he was ever sold the dream that you're going to be number one. He was probably sold the chance that you push McGregor this year. He's in his later years, McGregor. I don't think anyone thought McGregor would have the season he would have this season. Maybe McLaughlin spurred him on to get even better because he's got a very, very good goalkeeper and number two behind him. I just think John McLaughlin brings a calming influence to the back line. It just seems to calm everything. And like you say, with the ball at his feet, I mean, sometimes you're shiting yourself, but he's not. And he's a great, and I think he's 33, John McLaughlin, and I hope he's with Rangers for a good few more years because he's a fantastic goalkeeper. And you look around Scotland and he's potentially the second best goalkeeper in Scotland if you look at all the other goalkeepers there are.
Well, it's probably not a far shout. Wrong. Maybe the only Aberdeen keeper's the only one I can think. Maybe. Yeah. But yeah, no, definitely, mate. I think he's a good number two to have. I really do. He doesn't give me that wee bit of fear that McGregor gives me when McGregor takes the ball and he touches and touches and touches and somebody's on rushing to him. He's just so composed. So yeah, I mean, and his goalkeeping record is brilliant. It really is. So it's good to know if anything happens to McGregor that we've got a very, very capable number two to step in. Then we were then witness to a rare sight. Kamara hits a shot from outside the box, but it's quite easy for the Livy keeper, but it's good to see him wanting into the action. Rangers are totally in control of the game. And it's just really a matter of seeing the game out, maybe getting another one to kill it completely. And then comes an absolute howler for Livingston. I mean, this is this is so bad. Livy get the ball into the box on the right. Probably one of the only times Aribo was in a bit of bother down the left-hand side playing left back tonight. The ball was deflected out from the middle. He's about 8 yards from goal. He's got 3/4 of an empty net to aim at. He manages to hit the post and it goes out for a goal kick. How has he missed this?
Yeah, like you said, I thought Joe Aribo played really well on that left-hand side today, playing left back. He played there against Braga in the home game, I remember. He came on and changed the game for us, but he was caught a wee bit high up the park, and when it get played back to that boy, I just assumed he'd score it. I just thought that's 2-1 now, and to hit the post, man, it was. I mean, I text you going, how did he miss that? I mean, an absolute sitter, and obviously you'll come on to probably another chance that he had not that further along, but yeah, he'll probably have nightmares tonight, that boy, because he's missed one sitter and one very good chance as well.
Yeah, it got worse when I seen the replay. See, when I seen it from behind the goal, I was like, my God, it's a terrible miss. It really, really is. It's Van Vossen-esque, mate. That's how bad it is. It is shocking. Aribo then gets a kind of half chance. Outstanding build-up play by Rangers. Aribo hits a kind of pop shot from inside the box. It's at a tight angle and it's towards the near post. The keeper gets down to turn it round the post for a corner. And then we're on to the Livy sitter, number 2. This one isn't as glaring an opportunity, mate, but for him not even to hit the target as well. the ball comes through to him. He's actually let away with it because it looks like a handball. So the ref's obviously feeling a wee bit sorry for him as well. And then he absolutely skies it over the bar, mate. He should be at least hitting the target here as well. He's having a mare, this boy.
Yeah, Davis kind of gets in front of him a bit, but he's got to hit the target. I mean, I don't know who the boy is, to be fair, and if he actually regularly plays for Livingston, but he's had a nightmare tonight. I mean, that, as you say, that one wasn't as glaring as the first one, but you've got to hit the target. And as soon as he did, he could see, he looked up to the sky, that boy, and he was saying something, I have to say, what did I need to do? Just wasn't his night.
No, it was not his night. It was so, the first one especially, mate, it's just, I'll have a wee giggle about that tomorrow, probably halfway through work tomorrow. I'll probably think about that and have a wee laugh to myself. It was a poor night for that boy. I think, as the commentary said, I think he said it's the 7th time he's come on off the bench this season. I don't know if he started any games for them, but I mean, come on. You're a professional footballer, you really should be doing a wee bit better than what you did. Anyway, Rangers then make a couple of subs. Defoe and Itten come on for the last 10 minutes, and it's Morelos and Roof that make way. Morelos and Roof were okay tonight, good in spells. Morelos was trying his hardest and getting in about it as much as possibly could. And as you said, Roof, again, in and out in spells. So you've had your say on Roof, mate. What did you think about Morelos tonight?
I thought he was decent, Morelos. I thought he was more of a team player, if you want to say, tonight, which he has been all season. I think he liked to play quite well, quite a lot. Didn't get his goal, but you've seen this season from Morelos, it's not just about him scoring. Previous seasons, he would sulk if he didn't score or somebody else scored and got the limelight. He's not like that this year. He's a team player, and I thought he played well, Morelos. I really did. He wasn't fantastic, but he was a 6, 7 out of 10 for me tonight, Morelos, and especially in that plastic park as well. So no, I think he'll be up for the Sheep on Saturday, and we'll hopefully see him get a couple of goals there.
I hope so, mate. I did go along with what you said, mate. I thought he was good tonight. I think he did his job very, very well, and he did exactly what was asked for him. And the only thing he didn't do really was score. He was definitely had an effect on the game. And then Rangers go on to make it 3. Aribo does so well down the left-hand side, plays it down the kind of left-hand channel. Itten plays it across the box, and there's Hagi running onto it. Cool finish into the bottom corner. Another great goal from Rangers, and it's as easy as you like now, Ali.
Yeah, that's my favourite goal out of 3 of them. I mean, let's say I thought Joe Aribo was really good. He get caught a couple of times down that side, but you'd expect it for a guy that's not a left back. I mean, Joe Aribo's played right midfield for us in terms of the attacking formation. He's probably played every position in the 3 in actual midfield, and he's now playing left back, which is good. He's a good utility player, but he's a forward-thinking player, and he was always going to get caught a couple of times tonight, so you'd give him a bit of leeway there. But it was a great ball down the line from him. Big Itten gets his head up, pushes it back, and Hagi, who I thought had a decent game as well tonight, Hagi, I thought he was decent. Great finish into the bottom corner, 3-0, and yeah, fantastic result, especially away at the Tony Macaroni. I don't know the last time he won 3-0 away there. It's always, like I say, tight games, and the second half, I just thought Rangers just upped a gear again, and just Livingston couldn't deal with us. And we had a skeleton squad there, and they couldn't deal with that.
Yeah, I think you make a good point, mate. We were down to, I wouldn't quite say bare bones, but I mean, we're missing some amount of players. Must be, what, 10 players or something like that? We are missing something along the lines of that.
Yeah.
It must be with the COVID bans and the injuries that we have. So, to perform the way we did, I just plaudits to the team, and I'll go along with what you said about Aribo. I think Aribo's been great. He was really good tonight, especially playing kind of completely out of position. I think that's probably his most out of position that he's played for us. But yeah, the ball as well. Even down, Itten does really well down the left-hand side as well, and he's another one that's probably thinking, right, I need to try my hardest to try and dislodge somebody from this team in order to get myself into the starting 11. But as I say, there's just so many players just now that are just performing, and as you've just said, Hagi looks like he's returning to a bit of form as well. And I know we're coming to the end of the season, but it's going to be interesting to see what we do over the summer and who kind of stays or who breaks through and who's going to remain on the fringes. So then Rangers make a few subs. Kent goes off, Scott Wright comes on, Greg Stewart goes off for Hagi, and Aribo goes off for Leon King. Good to see Greg Stewart. I mean, I don't really know what else to say about that. It's good to see Greg Stewart. He's one that's probably almost definitely going to be leaving. But I mean, there's not really much else to report for the remainder of the game, mate. And it finishes Livingston 0, Rangers 3. So, as I've said, mate, pretty much at starting throughout this, Rangers' attitude tonight was brilliant. And it's so good to see from the start Rangers were up for it. And as we say, we went along with the whole Invincibles doesn't really matter. I don't mind if as long as we win the league and blah 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 now. But would it not be the most Rangers thing in the world now to go into Saturday and make a hour and arse of it?
Yeah, right. You just beat me to it. I was going to say that it would be Rangers to go. I mean, the Sheep I know are drawn at the moment with Hibs. So that the way that result goes tonight, if the Sheep win tonight, they're playing for something at Ibrox. I think if they draw or get beat against Hibs tonight, they've got nothing to play for. It's dead for them. But if the Sheep have got a chance to stop our unbeaten run at Ibrox, they'll be up for it regardless. And it would be a Rangers thing to do. Would I be annoyed, guide? Probably not, to be honest, because all I want to see is Tav wave that trophy in front of my face. But it would be a wee bit of a similar. The unbeaten thing to me, I'm not overly bothered about it. Some folk are. It's nice to have, but at the end of the day, you're there to win the championship. We did it a way back. Christ knows when was it? Beginning of March. It was that far ago. So yeah. And to be fair, this Rangers team, they could have put the tools away, and they did to an extent. They were playing second gear in a lot of games, but tonight I thought they came out with a squad at the moment that we said is down to the bare bones. I thought they were professional and went about their business really well. And no, hats off to them, and hats off for Gerrard for getting them up for this game. He probably doesn't need to get them up for it, but it was a professional performance for Rangers, and I just hope maybe Arfield's back for the Sheep. I know Barisic is possibly in the boundaries. I wouldn't risk these guys, to be honest, if they're not fully fit. But if they could be back in the squad, it would be good because it could release players to play in other positions, i.e. Joe Aribo could further forward, Arfield could slot in the midfield, because you know what the Sheep are like. They're dirty and they'll come and kick us off at Park. So you need a couple of players that'll be up for it, and I'm sure they will, Rangers. You're getting that trophy that we've craved for fucking so long. They've waited so long to get this trophy as well. They won the league back in March. So they've had that long period of knowing they're not going to get the trophy for 2 months. They've finally got it. It's at Ibrox. It's all set up. So no, I'm fully expect Rangers to go and do it on Saturday. I really do.
Yeah, I know I made a joke about Rangers making an arse of it, mate. In all honesty, mate, I just don't see it. I don't see Rangers. I don't think we'll lose that match, whether it be a draw or a win. Obviously, I'll take either of them, but I do think Rangers will show up. I think this team know what they're about to rightly get their hands on. They know what they're about to. They're about to enter the realms of immortal, mate. They will be completely made immortal within our club, and they will go down in history. So I don't see them going out with a whimper, mate. I think this will be a full-on attack mode against Aberdeen on Saturday. And to be honest, mate, if we perform maybe 3/4, half the way that we can, Aberdeen won't have ours. I think we will probably beat them quite comfortably. So I'm looking forward to it now, mate. As saying that this game's now out the road, I've got 2 days of work left that I'm going to sit and constantly think about Saturday, and I cannot wait for it, mate. I really can't. So I'll trouble you, mate, just before I let you go for your man of the match tonight.
It was a tough one, to be honest. There was a few contenders. I thought Tav was really good. Davis again is just keeps it ticking over. He's too easy to give man of the match, Davis, all the time. he just does it every week for you.
Have you looked at my notes, mate? Have you looked at my notes before I've done this? What the hell's going on here? You're literally saying everything I was about to say.
But I feel sometimes that you don't give Steve Davis man of the match because you just expect it from him. Yeah. Which is a bit off in Steve Davis, because he probably should get man of the match nearly every week, but you don't give it to him because you just expect it. And this is the reason I've not given Steve Davis the man of the match, because I just expected to see Davis now. I'm going to give it to his partner in crime, sitting beside him, Glenn Kamara. I thought at times he sat in the back line at points and see what he'll pick a ball up in an area where it's dangerous and no other player would do it. And he's just got that wee turn and twist and he just gets out of it and he gets Rangers going, breaks the lines. I thought once again he was second half again, outstanding, Glenn Kamara. And I know he's one of these players we may lose in the summer, especially with the Euros coming up. And if we do, fair play to the boy, he needs to go on and further his career, make more money for him. He was at Dundee, obviously, so he needs to go out and make money. But he's fantastic once again, Glenn Kamara. So he's my man of the match.
Fair enough, mate. Yeah, I've literally got some of the kind of same stuff wrote down, mate, to be honest. Again, I thought Tav was really good. I thought Kent was great. I thought he looked very, very dangerous. Kent, he looked right up for it. Davis and Kamara were both solid as always, as you would expect. And you're right about Davis. The way Davis can just... There's a wee bit of chaos happening, and as soon as Davis gets the ball, there's one pass that he plays, and there's just calm. There's just a complete calmness over the whole team, and everyone's like, right, okay, let's start again. You do expect it from Steve Davis, and we probably should and shouldn't at the kind of same time. We've said that a million times on this podcast, mate. He's a Rolls Royce of a player. He really is. He's absolutely great, and I did think he was solid. And then even on to Hagi, he showed that he was returning to form, but I'm going to give it to Joe Aribo, due to him kind of playing out of position. He was still really effective throughout the game. I thought even though he's playing a position that's not natural to him, okay, he might have got caught out a few times, but I mean, you're going to expect that. The guy's not a left back, but for his impact in the game, I'm going to give it to Joe Aribo. I thought he was great, and full plaudits to him for just filling in there in Borner's absence. So that'll do us tonight, mate. It's now on to Saturday, the day we have been waiting for a long bloody time. We are 99 points now. So a draw would take us to 100. So 99 points now at 100. We're very close to 100 points and very close to an invincible season. How buzzing are you for Saturday, mate?
I can't wait. I was telling all the guys down at work. Obviously, they all know. They know everything. My life revolves around Rangers. So they were all, when I was down, they were all ready for me. But no, it's the days here. The day when we won the title was a special day. It was emotional, but to see Tav with that trophy in his hands, and he did the goggles tonight again. Can you see us now? Brilliant. Brilliant. Into that man came up, and I just can't wait to see him, and I can't wait for Steven Gerrard to lift that trophy, because he'll show a lot of emotion, because he just gets Rangers, and no, buzzing for it, absolutely buzzing for it, and yeah, I'll be up early doors on the Saturday. I'll have the battle tunes going, and yeah, I know what we're doing for the Saturday. We're having a 55 at yours, so no, I'm buzzing for it, and yeah, 2 more days of work, and let's go.
Yeah, let's go, mate. You do realise you're going to need to deal with me bubbling pretty much from.
I'll be the same,
mate.
Don't worry. Well, an X Factor moment.
It will be an X Factor moment, mate. I'll be bubbling away, mate. This means absolutely everything to me, and to us as fans. This is a day that it's points, mate, I never thought would come. It's days that I never thought it would happen, but we are finally getting our hands on this trophy, and I cannot wait to see Tav, Morelos and Gerrard and Davis and Alan McGregor and fucking all of them lift that trophy, mate. It's going to be a very, very special day. I cannot wait for it, mate. I literally can't. I'll not sleep on Friday night. I'm pretty sure of that. I'll be absolutely buzzing. I'm even buzzing now, mate. I would say once this game was out the road, it was always right. Livy and then party time, literally party time. So just hope Rangers go out and scud that sheep mob, mate. Put them rightfully in their pens, and yeah, let's just enjoy our day and absolutely live it up. So we'll leave it there. Ali, thank you very much for your time, mate. I'll let you kind of come back down to earth, really, considering you've been travelling the day, but I really appreciate you coming on, mate, and bring on Saturday. Yeah,
no problem. Yeah, good to be on. I know Scotia has let us down once again. only joke, Scotia. I'll fill in for you, don't worry. But no, buzzing for Saturday, and as I said before, let's go.
Let's go. So thank you to everybody for listening. If you haven't already, please do subscribe to our YouTube channel, like the videos, and also leave us a wee 5-star rating on Apple Podcast. It makes a huge difference and really does help support us. We've got a wee something different planned for Saturday. It probably won't be our usual our club reaction, because I'll probably not be able to talk. Let's be honest, I'll be a bit of a bubbling mess. But we'll definitely be bringing you some sort of content on Saturday, and if what I have planned works out, it should be rather special. So I'm looking forward to it. So yeah, thank you to everybody. No matter what you're going to do and where you're going to spend it, be safe, be sensible to a certain extent. I'll be non-sensible when in terms it comes to drink, put it that way. But be sensible and just represent our club to a high standard, to the way we should be representing Rangers. Enjoy yourself, whatever you're going to do. It's going to be a rather special day. I really, really cannot wait for it. Glasgow is blue. We are the champions. Bring it on. So we are Club at 22 the Champions podcast, and we will speak to you all next time. We are the people. Cheers.